Hello, dear children. Did you have a happy day today? Well, I sure hope so. And I do hope also that you're ready to listen to another awesome bedtime story by Aunty Vibhudhi. Once upon a time, there was a salesman who received a gift from his best friend who had just returned from a holiday. It was a green parrot in a beautiful golden cage. "I got this talking parrot especially for you from London," his friend said, making his best friend feel very special. He then added, "Just feed the parrot chilies and hear his beautiful songs." The salesman immediately named the parrot Sunlight. Sunlight the parrot proved to be such a delight in the home of the salesman. One day, the salesman announced that he would be going to a trip to India. "Please tell me, what does everyone want?" he asked. "Oh, yes, yes," said his wife. "Please bring me a beautiful silk scarf." "Toys, toys, please. I want a toy cart which can follow me wherever I go," said his daughter. "Well and good," said the salesman. He then turned to the parrot. "And what about you, my dear friend Sunlight? What do you want?" Sunlight the parrot sighed silently. "My dear master, if you see green parrots in India, will you please inform them that I am alive and well? Tell them that I live in a big house in a cage with you." The salesman promised to pass on the message from his dear parrot friend to all the other green parrots in India, and he left. After finishing all his work in India, the salesman visited a garden with many parrots. He came across a group of parrots. He walked up to them and said, "My dear parrot friends, I bring you a message to you from one of your sisters that I now keep as a pet. She was trapped here in India, you know, but she now lives with me. I named her Sunlight." One of the parrots immediately flew and landed on the merchant's shoulder. "Is that so?" asked this parrot. "We hope she's safe." "Oh, yes," said the salesman. "She lives in a beautiful golden cage, and I feed her the tastiest of foods." "She wanted all of you to know that she is alive and well," said the salesman. Upon hearing this, the parrot that was sitting on the salesman's shoulder suddenly shook a little and fell to the ground. The salesman was horrified and tried to wake the parrot up, but it just lay still on the ground. "Oh my goodness, what have I done?" he cried. "All I wanted to do was pass on a message. I didn't know that this parrot would die." The salesman slowly and sadly walked away from the parrot lying still on the ground and took the plane back home. As soon as he arrived home, he was greeted at the door by his excited wife and daughter. He handed them the gifts he bought for them, and this made them overjoyed. Then at last he turned to his dear friend, Sunlight the parrot. Sunlight immediately asked him, "Did you pass on the message to my friends? What did they say? Were they all happy for me?" He asked. "My dear friend, I did deliver the message, just like you asked me to, but after listening to what you had to say, one of your friends shook a little and fell to the ground. I'm afraid your friend died." "I am so sorry," said the salesman sadly. Sunlight the parrot became still, and then she too shook a little and fell to the ground. The merchant cried out, "Oh my God! Oh my goodness! Why is this happening? What am I going to do?" He then opened the cage door immediately and then gently lifted the parrot out. He was heartsore and so sad that his beloved bird had also now died. He took Sunlight out into the garden to bury it. After digging the hole, he turned to lift the parrot up. Just then, Sunlight sat up, flew to a nearby wall, and perched herself onto it. The salesman was both shocked and happy. "My friend, my dear friend, Sunlight, I am so happy you're alive. But why did you fall to the ground and pretend to be dead?" "Well," said Sunlight, "you see, in actual fact, the parrot who fell down in India wasn't actually dead. She was sending me a message, you know," said Sunlight the parrot with a smile. "She was just showing me a way to escape the cage that I was in, so that I too could fly out into the open sky and feel the sunlight on my back. The open sky is any day better than a golden cage." "Oh, dearie me," replied the salesman. "I never realized that you were so sad in your cage, Sunlight. Fly away, my little friend. Fill the world and the skies with beautiful songs now." With those words, Sunlight the parrot flapped its wings and flew off towards the open sky. Well, my dear little ones, did you enjoy that incredible story? What a brilliant plan that was for Sunlight the parrot to escape. And her friends helped her. Did you see that? You know, we often keep animals in cages and lock them up in our homes for our own selfish gains. This is called keeping animals in captivity. Captivity. Yes, that's a long new word for you to learn today. We like to admire our animals when we keep them like that under control, and play with them and show them off to our friends and family whilst they're in captivity. But did you stop to think, what about that animal? Do we even consider the stress and sadness that this animal may be going through, being kept under lock and key or within a small space, when truly the entire sky or hills or vast land is their playground, and in the open field is where they truly want to be? So, my dear children, think twice when your parents take you to buy a pet or ask you whether you'd like to keep a pet in your home. Remember, they are best left free and to roam the fields or the wild and live their lives as God intended. That's where they are the happiest, and that's where they belong. I do hope that the story was useful to you and that you've learnt a valuable lesson from it. Keep listening to Aunty Vibhudhi stories, and if you're watching this on YouTube, then go to the red button and press on the like and subscribe button at the end of the story. That way you will get all my videos as soon as I make one. And with you tucked in bed now, I'd like to leave you with love, healing, hugs, kisses, blessings, and lots of light, just so that you could be bright. Ta-ta for now, and good night.